Good morning. What's that? I'm John Flynn. I'm the commander of Eagan, American Legion Post 594. Thank you for being here today. I'd ask that you please stand as the Post Guard presents the colors and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Please uncover. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. And recover. We'd like to recognize a few guests for their support in being here today. One is Senator Jim Carlson, who broke away probably from some fancy committee meeting up in St. Paul, and we appreciate you being here, Jim. Also, the Eagan High School Wind Ensemble. Both of Daniel's sisters, Chelsea and Shayna, were members when they attended the school. We appreciate your support. We have immediate past district commander, Eugene Liefeld of the American Legion. We have a American Legion Department of Minnesota commander. He's the state commander, Darrell Redepenning. And then we have past national commander of the American Legion, Dan Ludwig. I'd also like to introduce Dan Kennefick and Sam Kennefick. I really appreciate them arranging their schedules to be here today. These gentlemen are a big reason that there is a Lance Corporal Daniel R. Olsen Drive on this campus. State Representatives Lori Halverson or Mayor Mike McGuire, City Administrator Dave Osberg, and Councilman Gary Hansen had conflicting appointments today and they couldn't make it. They send their regrets, but they also send their congratulations. I'd also like to honor and recognize any Gold Star families that are in attendance today. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. And then we have our most important guests. First, there's Chelsea Camroot and her husband, John. This is Daniel's sister. I believe she's here. Hi there. And Daniel's parents, Wayne and Gwen Olsen. March 15th is meaningful for a couple of reasons. The American Legion turns 100 today, but that's not the reason we're here. There is a more significant reason as to why we chose this date. Today is the birthday of Daniel Robert Olsen. This is why we are here today. Raised in Eagan, Daniel wore an array of hats in his young life. He sampled many sports, enjoyed karate, scouts, and lightly teasing his two sisters. He was part of the drumline at Eagan High, was a valued worker at Camp Snoopy, and volunteered in the children's program at church. He liked being a part of things, especially helping others, but very much avoided the limelight. Having consideration for the military, Daniel enlisted in the Marines on his 18th birthday. And while it was hard for Wayne and Gwen to watch him go, they supported his decision 100%. The challenges and brotherhood of the Marines suited Daniel well. In January of 2000, he left for his first tour of Iraq. On April 2nd, 2007, Daniel was shot and killed by a sniper while protecting a critical position at the police station in Sakluwiya, Anbar province. Daniel's commanders described him as a silent professional, reserved, modest, and efficient. He was at the forefront of every one of his missions, and had demonstrated proven courage under fire. Daniel R. Olsen, March 5th, 1987 to April 2, 2007. He would have been 32 today. Eagan High School meant a lot to Daniel and is a very special place for Wayne and Gwen. So thank you, Dr. Rakowski, post member and teacher Paul Kovac, faculty and students, and also post member Pat Grindy, who came up with the idea of holding the event here. The post has been called Eagan American Legion Post 594 since it received its temporary charter in January of 1989. We've been thinking about renaming the post in honor of Daniel and his family for over a year. Some of us had plans to approach Wayne and Gwen, but the timing just never seemed to be right. Dan Sanoa, our color guard captain with the national colors, broached the subject with Wayne at the Fisher House when they were feeding breakfast one Saturday in November. We immediately followed up with Wayne and Gwen, and they were, and they are, very supportive of what we're here to do today. At our December post meeting, a motion was made to rename the post in honor of Daniel. The motion was seconded by many post members. So many hands went up, it was hard for me to figure out who was the first one. When it was put to the vote, the motion passed unanimously. We put together a formal resolution, which was endorsed and then submitted to the American Legion Department of Minnesota, and then forwarded on to the National American Legion headquarters. Post Adjutant Wayne Byerman is going to share that resolution with you.
Thank you, John. The resolution reads as follows. Whereas Eagan American Legion Post 594, Department of Minnesota, and located in the city of Eagan, was permanently chartered on June 17, 2003. And whereas Daniel R. Olsen was a resident of Eagan, Minnesota, upon graduation from Eagan High School, enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. And whereas United States Marine Lance Corporal Daniel R. Olsen served his country honorably and courageously. And whereas Lance Corporal Daniel R. Olsen was shot and killed by a sniper while protecting a critical position at the police station in Saghlawiya, Iraq on April 2, 2007. And whereas the family of Daniel R. Olsen has given permission to the Eagan American Legion Post to change the name to Daniel R. Olsen American Legion Post 594. And whereas at the December 4th, 2018 post meeting of the American Legion Post 594, Department of Minnesota, the post members unanimously approved the change of the name to the Daniel R. Olsen American Legion Post 594, Department of Minnesota. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the members of the Eagan American Legion Post 594, Department of Minnesota, that the national charter be changed from Eagan American Legion Post 594 to Daniel R. Olsen American Legion Post 594, Department of Minnesota, located in Eagan, Minnesota, upon the receipt of a revised National American Legion Charter reflecting this requested name change.
Thank you, Wayne. We have the revised National American Legion Permanent Charter, dated January 26, 2019. It shows that the resolution was approved by the National and Department of Minnesota commanders and adjutants. The key change from our original charter reads, "Now therefore, pursuant to the powers conferred by the Constitution of the American Legion, this charter is granted, and those applying together with such others as may unite them are hereby authorized to establish and maintain a post of the American Legion at Eagan, to be known as Daniel R. Olsen Post Number 594, Department of Minnesota, originally chartered as Eagan Post Number 594. Wayne, Gwen, thank you for allowing us to do this. I'd like to invite you up to the stage as we unveil the new post colors. Wayne Quinn, I believe you would like to take the stage for a few minutes.
Thanks so much. Don't worry if I faint. My son-in-law's a paramedic. We don't even know how to take in and appreciate what an incredible honor this is. 32 years ago today, this hour even, we were blessed with Daniel, even though we thought he looked like E.T. He quickly filled out his skinny little body and grew into those great big eyes, and we got to have him for 20 years. We are so grateful that God has given our family faith so that we can know on April 2nd, 2007, he reached down from heaven, took hold of Daniel, and brought him home. Daniel is home, and we know that's where we will see him again. Ever since that day in 2007, we have been blessed with love and support from friends and strangers alike. If you are in this room, whether you are family, friends that have become family, or we have never met you, we can assure you, you make a difference here. All of Daniel's life, he liked to belong and be part of things that were bigger than himself, but he wanted to blend in. He never, ever wanted to be in the limelight, and he would not like to be standing here. So to honor this huge part of Daniel's personality, we hope that his name being remembered in this way can represent any veteran who at one point in their life wrote a blank check to the United States of America for an amount up to and including their life. Daniel would want to stand with you, and we want to share this great honor with you. Thank you for being part of our journey. God bless each of you, and God bless America.
I could add a little bit to that. Ever since I've known Gwen, she has been my angel. And we've felt blessed by every community that we've been part of, including this community. So thank you for being here.
Wayne Gwen, we'd like to present you with a couple of items. The first item is this is a copy of the revised post charter showing the change from Eagan to Daniel R. Olsen post. We'd also like to provide you with a copy of we'd like to provide you with the original resolution that was submitted to make this change to our charter. Then I believe we have something here for Gwen that we'd like to present. A bouquet on behalf of the Post. And Wayne is a member of the Post. He's a Navy veteran, dedicated Legionnaire, and we would like him to be the first person in our Post to wear our new cap. And now Wayne and I are going to join him. Please stand. Please stand as the post guard retires the colors. In closing, please be seated. Sorry. In closing, I'm John Flynn, the commander of Daniel R. Olsen Post, 594, American Legion, Eagan, Minnesota. This concludes our program. Please join us in the cafeteria where we have cake, coffee, juice, refreshments. The cake was donated by Sam's Club Eagan. They're great at doing that. They really support the veterans in this town and particularly this post. So thank you for being here today.